Hi everyone, we are doing checker understanding number 4. Here we go. A doorway is a parabolic arch. The base of the doorway is 2 meters wide. At a point 0.5 meters from one side of the doorway, it is 3 meters high. We will find an equation for this function. I already created a picture. The drawing is not to scale. This represents the width of the doorway. It is 2 meters from end to end. So if I look at this as my origin, and that would be the point 0, 0, this one would be the point 2, 0. It also identifies a certain point in the parabola wherein it says at a point 0.5 meters from one side of the doorway. So from this side of the doorway, I go to the right 0.5 meters and then go up 3 meters. So this point here represents this sentence, okay? This point is 0.5 meters to the right of one side of the doorway, and it is 3 meters high. So we are going to be using this equation, all right? We're going to need a point to replace x, y here, and that would be, okay, so xy will be 0.53. What about x1 and x2? Now, guys, isn't it that x1 and x2 are x-intercepts? In which case, this one will be an x-intercept, and this one will be an x-intercept. So x1 will be 0, all right? Because this is 0, 0, and the x-intercept is just 0. X2 will be 2, because this is an x-intercept. Its coordinates are 2, 0, but the x-intercept is just 2. We plug in these three values into here. All right, let's take a look. Y, which is 3, is equal to a times 0.5 minus 0 times 0.5 minus 2. 3 equals a times 0.5 times negative 1.5 gives us 3 equals a times negative 0.75, and dividing both sides by negative 0.75 gives us a is equal to negative 4. What do we do with this? We plug it back into y equals a times x minus x1 times x minus x2. All right. So y is equal to negative 4 times x minus, what is x1? 0. What is x minus x2? 2. And then we simplify. Y equals negative 4 times x minus 2. Or just y is equal to negative 4x times x minus 2, or just negative 4x squared plus 8x. And there's your equation, okay? Now, the question is, if there was a, in letter B, if there was an item that is 3.5 meters high, would it fit through the doorway? All right. So guys, our equation is y equals negative 4x squared plus 8x. That is the equation that represents the parabola right here. So how can you figure out whether an item this tall can fit through the doorway? Well, what if we figure out what the vertex is so that we can tell what the highest point is? If the highest point of the parabola, which is the vertex, would be more than 3.5, then that means it can fit, all right? So let's see. How do we turn it into a vertex form? So by completing the square, we factor out the negative 4, and this would be x squared minus 2x, okay? Now, we need to add a number in here to make it a perfect square. So that would be to divide this by 2 and then square it. Yep. So negative 2 divided by 2 squared, which is just what? Negative 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. But then you are multiplying by negative 4. So you're actually subtracting 4. So to counter this, you're going to add 4. So now we have our vertex form as negative 4 times x minus 1 squared plus 4. What is the vertex? The vertex is the point 1, 4. What does that mean? That means the parabola would be right in the middle. I mean, if just remember this 1, 4. Let's take a look. Hold on. So again, just remember that um, our parabola is this one. So this vertex here, okay, would be the point 1, 4. And that means it has a height of 4 meters. So that does it mean that an item that is 3.5 meters high could fit through the doorway? The answer is yes, because the highest point of the doorway would be 4 meters high. Thank you for watching. Bye.